Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to a day in cricket where records were broken and a lot of new records were set today. Both in the match in the one-day international between Pakistan and Zimbabwe, which is always a foregone conclusion that Pakistan were going to win. And today, Pakistan reached the peak of their powers and they shattered records, especially the man the opener from Pakistan who has been batting in red hot form during this tour. He bludgeoned 210 runs, becoming the first Pakistani player in the history of ODIs to have scored a century, breaking the record of the 21-year-old record held by the former Pakistan opener Saeed Anwar, who made 194 against India. So he became the first Pakistan player to make a double century in one-day internationals. Pakistan racked up their highest ever score in one-day internationals of 399. They put up the highest opening partnership by Pakistan. Not only by Pakistan, even they broke the all-time record, which was in the name of the Sri Lankans, and they added 304 runs for the first wicket. Fakhar Zaman and Imam ul Haq, who also got his third ODI century, and Pakistan racked up 399 for one, and the Zimbabweans were absolutely I mean, one really feels sorry for the second string Zimbabweans. They were I would say they were just dismissed by Pakistan today as they were bowled out for 155. Pakistan took a 4-0 lead in the ODI series, and I'm going to talk about that. And the other record was Keshav Maharaj from South Africa. Became the first South African spinner to have taken 8 wickets against Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka, and the Sri Lankans at close of play were 277 for 9. I'll be talking about that. So, but first, let's go into that record thing which has happened. And we are talking about the game, the fourth ODI between Pakistan and Zimbabwe. First, I'm going to go into look at the records, and then I will come to the match, because such was the power of this particular match, where, as I said, records kept on tumbling. Fakhar Zaman and Imam ul Haq added 304 runs. They put on an opening partnership of 304 runs. This is the highest ever opening stand in ODIs. The record was held by the Sri Lankan pair of Sanat Jayasuriya and Upul Taranga, and it was against England in the year 2006. And today a new record has been set for the opening stand in ODI cricket, which belongs to Fakhar Zaman and Imam ul Haq, who added 304 runs for the first wicket in the fourth ODI against Zimbabwe in Bulawayo. And also, this is the first 300 partnership by a Pakistan opener, and as I said, it has broken all the records. So that was the first record which was broken, and over and above that, Fakhar Zaman joins the elite club. Now there have only been 4 300 runs partnerships in ODI, and now Fakhar Zaman and Imam have joined that pack. And also the other record that was set, that was the most important record, is 21-year-olds for the last 21 years. This record was held by Saeed Anwar when he made 194 against India in the year 1997, and Fakhar Zaman became the first ever Pakistan player to score a double century in ODI cricket. And as I said, the Saeed Anwar's 21-year-old record was all forgotten, as Fakhar Zaman is the new record holder for Pakistan, and what a player he's turning out to be. He made 210 runs, and he had 24 fours and 5 sixes, and that is also a sort of a record. And Pakistan also racked up their highest ever score in ODIs. The previous highest was 362. I think it was 385 that they scored against Bangladesh in the year 2010, but that was erased today as Pakistan also scored their highest ever total in ODI cricket, which was 399 for 1 against Zimbabwe. Well, one could say that's a second string team, but again, putting such a mammoth score was really something. And as I said, Fakhar Zaman, what to say about this? Pakistan batted first, they bring 399 for 1. Look at the card there. Imam ul Haq getting his third ODI century was the most sedate partner compared to the way Fakhar Zaman was playing. Imam ul Haq made 113 of 122 deliveries, which had 8 fours, his third ODI century, because at the other end, Fakhar Zaman was smoking the Zimbabwean bowlers all across the park, and all that Imam ul Haq had to do was to just see and just stay with Fakhar Zaman. That's what he precisely did, and in the process he went on to his third ODI century. And Fakhar Zaman, what a player he's turning out to be. He became the first Pakistan player to score a double century. He was not out on 210 of 156 balls with 24 fours and 5 sixes, which is also a record. And Asif Ali was promoted in the batting order. As you know, he's a sort of a real big hitter of a cricket ball, and he came in and he did his job that was required as he slammed an unbeaten 50 of just 22 deliveries, 44 with 5 fours and 3 sixes. And Pakistan, as I said, had their highest ever total in ODIs, which was 399 for 1. The Zimbabwean bowlers were pasted to each and every part of the field, and Fakhar Zaman was literally toying with the Zimbabwean bowlers by hitting them for boundaries and sixes. Muzrabani, 10 overs, went for 77 without a wicket. R. Nagarava, 7 overs for 65 runs without a wicket. Tripano, 10 overs for 85 runs without a wicket. Chisoro, 10 overs for 56 runs without a wicket. Masakadza, 10 overs, 1 for 78. And Hamilton Masakadza, the captain, 3 overs, none for 29. The Zimbabweans were given a target of 400. One knew that it was nothing, and the Zimbabwean team had nothing else to do but to try to go for the target, and in the process they kept on losing wickets. If you look at the card, Masakadza out for 22 of 24 balls, 2 fours, 2 sixes. T.S. Kamunu Kamwe was making his debut, out for 3. Cotton ball Usman Khan, 3. Musakanda made 10, victim of Usman Khan, 10 of 4 balls with 1 6. Ryan Murray out for 5. Peter Moore for 20, 43, 1 4. Chigumbra made 37 of 69. Tripano was the highest scorer with 44, 71 balls with 5 fours. Wellington Masakadza 2. Chisoro 1. Muzrabani not out 1. 155 all out. It was a massive victory for Pakistan by 244 runs as they took a 4-0. They have already won the series. It's a 4-0 lead. And Junaid Khan, 6 overs, 1 for 32. Usman Khan, 5 overs, 2 for 23. Yasir Shah, 10 overs, 1 for 31. Fahim Ashraf, 7 overs, 1 made him 2 for 16. Shadab Khan, 4 for 28 of 8.4. And 6 overs, 1 for 19 for Shoaib Malik. And Fakhar Zaman, without a shadow of a doubt, was the player of the match. And what a match we had here. As I said, Fakhar Zaman is really turning out to be a sort of a marquee player. And I'm told that the Pakistan coach, Mickey Stewart, actually told Fakhar Zaman that he wanted a double century from him. And here comes Fakhar Zaman obliging his coach by scoring a double century. That shows immense determination on the part of this bloke, Fakhar Zaman, who made waves in the World Cup, as you would remember, and now he is really flowering. I would say he's really blooming into a real flower for Pakistan. So And so from here, now let's have a look at the other match, which I said this was the first day's play in the second test match, which happened between Sri Lanka and South Africa. Sri Lanka won the toss, and they elected to bat first. And this was the first time that the Sri Lankan openers since probably 2016 are getting a century party, because Sri Lanka basically have been having a problem as far as the opening partnership was concerned, and this is the first time that Danushka Gunatilaka and Karunaratne, who carried on from where he left off in the first test match, as both actually went to lunch at 93 for no loss. There was no impression being made by the pace bowlers from South Africa, and Maharaj was the one who got into the mix. So they went to lunch at 93 for no loss, and after lunch they went on to the first ever 100-run partnership, and in the process Gunatilaka making his first 50 in test matches, 57 with 6 boundaries. Karunaratne, as I said, continued in the same manner, 53 with 4 boundaries, and the partnership had added 104 runs, 116 for the first wicket, and this was the time the Maharaj show started. Keshav Maharaj, the left-arm spinner, started spinning. In fact, the first wicket to go was Karunaratne. Now this was Karunaratne trying to flick it down the leg side. Probably got sort of an edge onto it, and the resultant catch was held by the Quinton de Kock behind the stumps. So Karunaratne, wicket number 1, caught de Kock, bowled Maharaj, 53 with 4 boundaries. Dhananjay De Silva walked in to join Gunatilaka, but as it often happens, once a partnership is broken, the other partner departs, and that's what precisely happened, as Danushka Gunatilaka, who got his first ever 50, his maiden 50 in test matches, he was a victim of a wonderful catch which was taken by Kagiso Rabada. In fact, it was a ripper of a catch, one could say, because he had to run in from deep square leg, and he had to really jump at the ball and grab the catch, and that was Kagiso Maharaj getting his second wicket there, as it was Gunatilaka trying to slot sweep the delivery, and he was a goner. Now Dhananjay De Silva was at the crease, and now Kagiso Maharaj, after tasting the 2 wickets of the openers, suddenly started getting into his groove. And also let me tell you that the pitch also was from the first day itself, one is seeing a lot of turn and bounce on the wicket. And that's what precisely opened. But as far as Kushal Mendis was concerned, he was trying to sweep a delivery, as he was sweeping, he basically lost his balance, and the ball was grabbed. Once again, Rabada was into the picture. Once again, he had to run across, but he picked up the catch, and Kushal Mendis was gone for 21 of 30 with 4 boundaries. But Dhananjay De Silva at the other end was doing a good job over there, as the South African bowlers were trying for some reverse swing, as nothing was happening, but it was all about Keshav Maharaj. Now Keshav Maharaj now took a wonderful wicket, and this was the wicket of the Sri Lankan captain, Angelo Matthews. Now this was a ball which was tossed up to Angelo Matthews, and the ball had a bit of drift as well on towards the off stump, and Matthews was actually trying to play at it, but the ball actually turned away, bounced, and took the shoulder of the bat of Matthews as Matthews went forward, and the first slip, Faf du Plessis snaffled the catch. Matthews was gone, caught du Plessis, bowled Maharaj for 10 with 2 boundaries. Now the score read 169 for 4 when Matthews departed, and now it was the 140. It was 169. But before that, Dhananjay De Silva was going strong. He was playing. He was the one who was negotiating the South African bowlers very well. He also negotiated the spin of Maharaj very well. and then a Kagiso Rabada Yorker snuck through the defenses of Roshan Silva and really ruffled the timber, and he was gone. Roshan Silva bowled Rabada 22 with 3 boundaries. The score at 223 for 5, and then Niroshan Dikwala was dismissed for 5 to the bowling line. It was, as I said, it was a total Keshav Maharaj show, and then Dilrohan Pereira also fell to the bowling of Maharaj as he swept at the ball and Nigiri took the catch. And as I said, this is a big record by Keshav Maharaj. He went on to take the wicket of Suranga Lakmal as well for naught, and Dhananjay De Silva was the only one who really stuck it out, and his contribution was very important as he contributed 60 with 8 boundaries. Now in his case there was an LBW review which was done because they wanted to find out whether the ball straightened after pitching from Maharaj. Yes, it did, and it was declared that it was a plumb LBW, and it was all over. The LBW was turned down and South Africa reviewed it, and South Africa won the verdict. Dhananjay De Silva was gone. LBW bowled Maharaj for 60 with 8 boundaries. And as I said, the last time any of the bowlers actually had a sort of a 5-wicket haul. It was Maharaj's 5-wicket haul in Test cricket, but it was last time the person who has taken the maximum wickets for Sri Lanka, or for this team, which is South Africa, was before South Africa was Yasir Shah, was holding the record, who has taken 7 wickets in Sri Lanka, and now Keshav Maharaj has broken that record. Keshav Maharaj went on to take 8 wickets, but 277 for 9. Dhananjay was not out on 16 at stumps with 3 boundaries. Rangana Hiraj was not out on 5, and I have to say that 277 for 9, but as I said, the pitch has already. Let's look at Keshav Maharaj's figures before making any conclusions here. Keshav Maharaj 32 overs 6 minutes, 116 runs and 8 wickets, his 5th 5-wicket haul in Test matches. Dale Steyn 15 overs. Now, as I said, the South African, there was only Kagiso Rabada, the pace bowlers, who got 1 wicket. 16 overs 3 minutes, 1 for 37 for Rabada. Lungi Gidi, good look. He beat the bat a lot of times. He really put some doubt in the batsman's mind, but he was not able to pick up a wicket. 13 overs were made in 48 runs and no wicket. Markram done for 17, Elgar done for 10, and the South Africa, so 277 for 9 was the close of play score. And I can tell you one thing, that the pitch already showing on the first day itself, like the first Test match, showing signs of turn, but the advantage for South Africa would be that the Sri Lankans elected to bat first. So that means Sri Lankans are the once again I think this is going to be a real toughie for South Africa. One will know only after the second day's play as to what lies in store, because probably South Africa would be ruining the fact they went in for an extra bowler, Lungi Gidi, instead of including Tabrai Shamsi, the unorthodox spinner. So whether that is something that is going to hurt them, one does not know, because the pitch is turning right from the first day. And I probably spoke a bit early. It is South Africans who are going to bat last on this pitch, and I think there are going to be a lot of gremlins on the pitch, no doubt about it. And I think South Africa are going to have a very tough time in the second test as well. But as I said, one has to really look as to how things go on the second day. Right, as I said, that's the reason I said that South Africa would be probably ruining the fact that they didn't go for an extra spinner with Tabrai Shamsi. And other than that, I'm trying to see, is there any other cricket news that I could speak of very quickly. As far as cricket news is concerned, I'm just trying to see whether any cricket news is there that I could really share with you, dear fans and subscribers. Yes, Neil Mackenzie, the South African former player, is the new batting consultant for the Bangladesh cricket team. The Scottish player Callum McLeod in the Vitality T20 Blast smashed a 58-ball century. And as you would remember, he also made a century against Pakistan as well in that historic test, if I'm not wrong. Well, well, dear fans, subscribers, there's nothing really to talk about other than that. It's time for me to bring the curtain down on this daily cricket show of mine today by bidding you all a very good night. With more cricket happenings coming up tomorrow, I will be seeing you all in the show. Until then, it's good night.